what we're doing today is we're going to replace the upper steering shaft, which is right here. I got this on Amazon. I'll leave a link in the description. And the steering column bearing. While we're at it, might as well replace this as well. Also on Amazon, link will be in the description. So we are going to first need to undo that bolt right there on that shaft. Before we do that, let's loop. We don't want the steering wheel to turn while we're doing this. Alright, so there we go. Let's get this stuff out of the way. I'm going to pull this mat, pull both mats out. I need to vacuum this thing. Pull that one out, and we'll pull this one out. Dump it and throw it back in there. So once we get that bolt out, we'll come up under here and we will undo the bolt right here. Here's our bearing. Once we undo the bolt right here, we can slip the shaft this way and then pull it out this way. I think so. We'll come out inside with it. We'll have to wiggle it from the outside. It slips in the lower shaft, so we'll have to get that apart. So let me get to work and get these bolts loose. Alright, so got this bolt out. It's got this little clip that you could probably pop off the nut, but all I did was just hold the nut and turn the bolt and cut it off. Like I said, you could probably, if you wanted to, you could probably pop that clip off. I don't know, but probably not. It's kind of, so don't turn the nut, turn the bolt, just hold this as a backup. So let's see if we can get a little slop in there. I'm going to take, maybe the handle of a hammer or something in there and just kind of beat that joint just a little bit. I might wiggle the steering column just a little bit, just to help loosen up that connection there. And I think, let's see. I don't know if we can get slop in this. That one might be extended all the way out, or pushed all the way in. We should be able to collapse that in. So let's, what I might do, throw a pair of vice grips on the shaft and see if I can tap it in. That'd give us something to tap against. Not a lot of room to work, but you can see what I did. I just clamped on some vice grips to the shaft. I'm just taking my hammer. I can't swing it, but I can ram it like that. go. So we're going to take this, just a little bit more. Take this off now. There. All right. Off. Now we need to do the inside. So underneath it's going to be the same process, except this time this is on the bolt, so we will turn the nut. So we're going to hold this and loosen the nut off. It's very tight in here. I don't know if I can get the ratchet wrenches in here. I use ratchet wrenches outside, but this is real tight right here. I just have to use 2 boxed in wrenches. So let me get this bolt out. Bolt is out. This thing actually held it. There's not really any room to get a wrench to hold the nut or to hold the bolt, but this little clip held it to break it loose. I broke it loose with the boxed in wrench, then I was able to get my ratchet wrench on there and spin it off. Now the nut, I think, went under the mat. It went somewhere, but we don't need it right this second. It fell off and I don't know, I could be laying on it. So now that this is loose, let's see, it just falls out. I don't know if y'all saw that. I don't think y'all did. It fell out. Not fell out, but I took the wrench in there and pried it out. So now, see if I can take the shaft and pull on it. Let me go push on it from the outside. I'll leave it all rolling, I guess. There. Just want to get caught. Pushed out too far. All right. It's a very tight fit here. I don't think we can go the other way with it either. Huh. It's not wanting to turn down. I don't think we can go the other way because of the joint here. So let's see. Everything under here is getting in the way. Let me mess with this with both hands and I'll see if I can get it out. Alright, it's out. Kind of show y'all. I came up over in this area over here, right in here, and just kind of pushed this back just a little bit to clear it. But look at this. I'm glad I got a new bearing because I think most of my issues were with the bearing and not the shaft. Yep, you just pull it. It comes off. Our old one. So throw some grease on the new one, I think, before I put it in there. But there's the old one. And how much? That's crazy. The bearing itself doesn't look that bad. It's almost like it just got loose in the column. Maybe this new design will be a little better. But there's a notch right here that you gotta line up. Let's look at our other one. See, they look a little different. But looking at the part numbers, they're the same. You know, different brand, of course. But other than that, it's a replacement. It's supposed to be a replacement for it. So I'm gonna shove some grease down it, pack some grease down in there, and I might smear a little on here to help it slide in there. But we're gonna do that, and then we'll slide it up in the notch where it's supposed to go. And there's our old one. And we'll see how much slop it's got after we put the new one in. Alright, I packed some grease down in there. Of course, some got on the outside edge and on the inside of the bearing, but just kind of tried to pack it in around that crack between the green and the white bearing. Just packed it through there. That black right there is just some black grease that was in my grease container. So now we've got some grease packed in there. We're going to shove this up in the steering column. Of course, slip the shaft. It's going to go up just like that, up into the steering column with the steering shaft going through the middle. And we'll line up this notch with the notch in the column. And I'll show y'all that notch. It's right there. So I don't think I can do this one-handed, but we'll see. I'm gonna first get this out of the way. Slip it up in there. Slip it up on there. Alright, I'm going to need both hands. I'm going to have to support that shaft.